What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 14 of Lyon Live here in Football Manager 2019. Hopefully you guys are good. Today we are going to be continuing on with things. Of course, if you've missed the last two episodes, two transfer window specials, we're back again. It's the end of the transfer window. I'm actually pretty nervous to get into today's episode just because there is so many massive games on the horizon, but I left you guys with a question last time of, striker suggestions. Was there anyone you guys could think of who maybe we could go in for? And I've kind of gone away, I thought about it overnight, and I did have a look through some of the suggestions people left, but I've decided that we're just going to stick with what we've got. Obviously, Dembele and Martinez have been our go-to strikers this year. Dembele's been in great goal-scoring form as of late. He started the year very slowly, obviously a young player with tons of potential. And, he's been doing fantastic. Unfortunately, Martinez, on the other hand, just really hasn't been at the races at all. He's been out injured for most of this month. I'm hoping, maybe he'll come back from this injury and just find some form. He is a good player. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before he starts scoring. But just ultimately, we have a lot of talent in this area. Obviously, we've got Dejan Jovic, who I really do rate as a player for the future, who I'd like to give, a little bit of first-team football to here and there. And with that in mind, I feel like we just aren't going to end up signing anyone else for the rest of this transfer window, to be honest. If we look at the first team here, maybe we could get in a young goalkeeper, but defensively I feel like we've sorted out a lot of our problems now. We've got some really, really good strength in depth across the board. In the midfield, maybe we could end up with another centre mid, but at least while Jordan Ferry is still at the club, I feel like we don't necessarily need a centre mid. Of course, we have got Glenn Kamara joining us at the end of the season. There is an argument to say maybe I should just buy him now for £1 million just to have him in the team. Obviously, he's coming in on peanuts, like absolutely no money whatsoever. £6,000 a week, I think, with the wages, which is absolutely great. And of course, we've already got Moreno coming in. So with that in mind, I feel like we're in a reasonably good spot here just to kind of continue things onwards. Of course, you can see we've got Guingamp immediately. Following that up with a game against PSG, then we've got Nice. So I think we'll do those 3 games today. We may get to the Atletico Madrid game. We'll see how things go. But yeah, to be honest, in general, I don't think we're going to sign anyone. I say this, if we get a monstrous offer, for one of our younger players, especially one of the attacking players, then we panic. That's when we will start to worry a little bit. But until that happens, I'm going to just sit here and say that I'm happy with the team. Because to be honest, I am relatively happy with the game, with the team. Obviously, last episode and in recent form, we have drawn a few more games than I'd like. But things are going okay. Of course, we offered out Martinez last episode. No one is interested in him, which I'm not entirely surprised about given his goal-scoring form. But I feel like we're just going to stick with him now. Of course, there's not that many days left of the transfer window here. I asked you guys, was there any strikers that you could think of? Was there any that I'd gone across in the episodes that you guys would particularly recommend? There wasn't. I'm not surprised that there wasn't, to be fair. We looked at Haaland, of course, as a potential option, but I feel like it's just not going to happen. I feel like at this point, I just have to kind of sit and just kind of be happy, I guess, with what we've got. We've been fairly active in the transfer window in terms of strength in depth defensively. Mangala's been removed from our shortlist. See, he's available at the end of his contract. But his wage demands are mental and he's really, really injury prone. He's the kind of player who I might be tempted to take a punt on if his wage demands were about a third of what they are. But I'm not going to break the entire wage structure for an injury prone French centre-back. It's just not worth it. Of course, we did look at a few players like Edouard who could be good. I just don't see a world in which Celtic let him go, at least this year, for an amount within our budget. I don't really want to spend more than the money we've got. We've got £11 million to spend and £75,000 a week on the wages. Obviously, in terms of the actual club balance, 52 million sat there. There is not a shortage of money. We don't really need to sell at all. But anyway, we've got this game here, which is the Coupe de la Ligue semi-final, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, I know it is. I don't know why I'm saying that. But I have got to have kind of just one eye open for the game on Saturday against PSG. That has certainly got to be in the forefront of my mind. In terms of the team, obviously we can go full strength. I feel like against Guingamp I can maybe afford just to rotate the team a little. I don't want to regret it, but at the same time, I don't want suspensions for the game against PSG, and Toussaint is one yellow card away from a suspension. So we'll give Jordan Ferry a game there in the ball-winning midfielder role. In terms of the rest of the team, to be honest, fitness is reasonably good. So with that in mind, we're just going to play our best 11. Now that we're out of the other domestic kind of French Cup, and the fact we're in the semi-final here, even if it is a bit of a nothing cup, it's a bit like the League Cup in England, where the board don't really care about it if we win it. Obviously, nice to get silverware, but it's not going to be what defines our season. But just with us being this far and with us not being in the other domestic cup, it's kind of just worth going for at this point. So we'll see how we get on. Not the first game of today's episode, and it is the first, but it won't be the last. The last few episodes of the series have been a little longer than an hour. I want to keep this one closer to 40 minutes, 45 minutes perhaps. Obviously, in Jack language, that means we'll probably be here for an hour anyway. But no, the last kind of 4 or 5 Lyon Live episodes have been a little over an hour. Really, with this series, I'd like to get things down to between 40 minutes and an hour, just because I feel like that's a nice amount of time. I feel like uploading this daily, of course, some of you guys absolutely love it. Watch it week in, week out, day in, day out even. But there are people who I understand you don't have an hour free every day to keep up to date. And with that in mind, I feel like 40 minutes is a little more kind of bite-sized and perhaps a little easier to keep up with. But make no mistake, I am absolutely astounded with the support you guys have been giving on the series. It's been crazy. And, well, hopefully we can keep the momentum going today. Wallace with a back post header. Fakir with another assist. And, I mean, Wallace, to be honest, wins so many back post headers as part of our corner routine. It's kind of our go-to thing, you know, stick the best header on the back post and just aim for him. Wallace is, you know, great in terms of strength, great in his aerial ability. He's really hungry to get to the ball, and you see that in his play. And, well, he kind of started the season a little bit slow on the goal-scoring front. You know, we were involved in quite a lot of chances, but he never quite hit the target, whereas it feels like, as of late, we've been a little bit more clinical in terms of scoring from the corner chances that we're having. But, well, we can't afford to get too carried away here. They've just had a clear-cut chance, and we're only 12 minutes in, so whilst we have a goal cushion, it's not going to be plain sailing. And that was a fine save by Lopez in goal, might I add. What a stop that was. But yeah, want to win this game definitely, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do that. Jordan Ferry, bit of a, you know, a bit under the microscope, I guess, today as our backup to Toussaint. The player's been trying to force a move, Ferry, but we're going to give him a chance here, put him in the shop window maybe, or maybe a chance for him to throw himself into first team contention. Bertrand Traore, lovely run inside there. Of course, we are playing Dembele up top for today's game. I talked about the fact we have got, you know, obviously him and Martinez in terms of natural strikers. Behind those two, we have got, you know, Depay, Fakir, Bertrand Traore, Cornet. We have players who have played the attacking midfielder positions, and Terrier can be thrown in here as well, I guess. You know, they're players who play in the attacking midfielder positions, but they are capable of playing striker, and we've not given any one of those players more than 1 or 2 games. So they've never really had a solid chance, I guess, to stick it out in the first team in that position. We've kind of given them one match to show us what they're made of, and they've not really made anything of it. Now, Dembele has found some form, but if he was to get injured, I feel like we have got players who should be good enough to step up, and maybe if we give them a bit more of a run in the team as a striker instead of kind of throwing them in there and expecting them to perform immediately, we should be good enough, I feel like, to deal with that situation. Anyway, Papa Cech, what a tackle that was. Now can we break forward? Dembele bringing it forward here, lays it to Fakir, have a go. Bertrand Traore hits it. In off the woodwork. That is a thunderous effort. It kind of creeps just over the line. I don't think it hit the goalkeeper on the back. It was pretty marginal, but I mean, the keeper stretched wide, tried to get a hand to it, and it's just kind of creeped in at the back post. He's hit it very hard first time. And yeah, the keeper doesn't even touch it. It's just one of those ones where it's struck with such ferocity. I mean, it hasn't even hit the back of the net there. Another set piece. Whips it back post. Wallace again. Free header. Almost doubling his tally for the game, the centre-back. We are looking in the ascendancy here. 2 goals to the good. And, well, we'll have another chance. Go on, then. Let's see what we can do here. It's going to be a throw-in. Now to Ferry. Papa Cech. Kind of 2 backup centre mids here, showing us what they can do. You know, they've got a chance here to make a stake for the first team spots. Ball out wide here to Tete. Crosses it. Dembele's there. I mean, given his recent form, I was confident he was going to header that goalwards. Unfortunately, it's gone narrowly wide. I do wonder in a game here where we're 2 goals up, do I want to, you know, take off the likes of Fakir and Dembele, just protect them? for the upcoming game. I feel like at half-time we've only been 2-0. It's probably a little bit too soon to be doing that. I've been a bit shouty in my team talk and made Tete unhappy, but everyone else has reacted fine. So we're okay, I feel like. But yeah, I have got to have one eye just kind of ahead, I guess, to the PSG game. It's not far away. This is the Wednesday game. We've got PSG on the Saturday, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they are playing midweek. So they are not going to have this fixture that we're playing to deal with. Of course, both Monaco and PSG knocked out of the Coupe de la Ligue very early on, which does work in our favour, definitely. And, well, it's going to be interesting to see if we can make the most of the opportunity. It seems like, at least on the face of it, we are going to be charging on into the final off the back of this. Right, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to bring in Shadas at attacking midfielder. We're going to take off Dembele for Jolovic, just to give him some game time. You know, the youngster kind of filling in for Martinez as our third choice striker. Has a hell of a lot of potential. A good chance just to give him some first team football here. And you know what? We'll protect Marcelo. He's a little bit older at centre-back. We'll bring in Denea for him. And well, we've got a chance here, maybe. Set piece, back post to Wallace. I mean, everyone knows the game plan at this point in the league. It's down to them to try and shut us down and, I guess, have a physical presence as good as Wallace at the back post to stop us making the most of him in the air. 2-0 though, 10 minutes left. Time just trickling away in this one. We look very, very solid. A goal now could make it squeaky bum time though. Blasts with it, gives it to Olsen. We dispossess, and now can we break? Ferry spreads it wide to Bertrand Traore. He's been a little bit quiet today, but what a ball that is to Dejan Jolovic on his lonesome. Dinks it to Shadas, who hits the woodwork. The two youngsters both, I think, without a goal or an assist. One of them almost assisted the other there. It would have been incredible if it could have gone in. Unfortunately, the woodwork stands firm and Shadas can't get there. Dejan working hard though to pressure the centre-backs, maybe trying to force a mistake out of Gungam as they try and build it out of the back here. Going to be with Roux, who does turn his man, hits it from range. I mean, it was ambitious. He's almost killed the cameraman behind the goal there with that. Almost. I think the cameraman's okay. And, well, that's going to be all she wrote for this game. Good clean sheet to start things off, I hope, and as we now concede in the last 20 seconds. Because Football Manager wants to screw with me. But we're going to go through here. We're going to be in the final. Looks like it is going to be the clean sheet as well, which is always nice. I mean, can Dejan score with 8 seconds left? It seems unlikely. I mean, he's got no one in support, bless him. He's on his lonesome. It doesn't matter, though. 2-0 hit finishes here in the semi-final. Great win for us. Hopefully, we can carry a little bit of this momentum now into the game against PSG. That's got to be the aim. You can see Marseille beating Lille as well. So it's going to be a derby in the final. Marcel wants a new contract again of £32,000. See, I've talked about wanting to sell Marcel potentially in the summer, but at the same time, a new contract might help us get a little bit more money for him. I don't really want to be paying him 30 grand a week. I'm trying to get it down to 25. I'm going to keep lowballing him at 25 and hope he takes it. To be honest, at £25,000 a week, he might be worth it, even if he does take up a foreign player spot. It's a shame. You can see he's almost got Portuguese nationality. If he was to reside back in Portugal, he'd get it. But in terms of getting French nationality, he's just shy of 3 years off it. It's a little much to hope for, I guess. You can see here, we've got, obviously, Lyon versus Marseille in the final. That is going to be a spicy game. It's going to be at the Stade Orange Velodrome. That's definitely not how you say that, but it sounded good in my head. But no, that's going to be a really big game for us. A cup final, a chance for silverware. And, well, transfer deadline day. I said that I don't intend for us to do any business. This is the bit where we now get a monstrous offer on a player that I had no intention of selling and I start to panic, isn't it? I can already see it happening. Anyway, we need to make just a few changes here. Toussaint going to come back into the team for Jordan Ferry as the ball winner. And then we're also going to bring in Ndombele, who was suspended for that last game, for Ferry. To be honest, with the exception of Depay, we're almost going into this game with a full-strength team. You can see Depay still out for 3 to 6 weeks. Trincao obviously out for 4 days with that virus. Kanate out for a little while. Martinez coming back for fitness. He's going to be rivaling Dejan here for, I imagine, a spot in the first team. You can see from the direct comparison, Martinez is the better player. But given the money that Martinez is on, he needs to start performing. He needs to start improving. Still getting talks about Ferry wanting to leave the club. I mean, a club's got to come in and try and make an offer that we think is acceptable. Looking at it, we've had a few offers, it seems like. A few loan offers for Dubois, which I'm not so keen on. And also Mario Ferreira, who recently joined us, has had an offer for him. I don't really want to loan him out at the moment. I don't think he's ready to play first-team football. Dubois here is unhappy, but I don't want to sell him. Sorry, I don't want to loan him out. I want to sell him. If he's going to leave the club, I want him to leave for a fee and not on loan. He's simply put, he's not available for loan unless the team's willing to pay his wages, which at least at the moment it doesn't feel like anyone is. Everyone kind of wants him as a freebie. We've got Maxi here who's got some interest in him. Cacaret are interested in him as a rotation option. See, he's a player who I'd really like to get regular first-team football. And if he's not going to get that, and he's not going to get it on this loan, I'd rather just have him in the reserves. If we have an injury crisis, he could even be useful to us. One of our affiliates has had a bid accepted for one of their players, so we have an option to match the bid. We don't need to match the bid on that guy. He's not good enough. Auxerre want to loan Markovic. That's an interesting loan, you know. Auxerre are a good little team. They're second in Ligue 1. He would be a key player for them. That is a very tempting loan. And the reason it's tempting is because at centre-back, we've got Monty, who's a very, very capable centre-back. We've got Kanate when he's back from injury. And we've also got Denea. So we've got quite a lot of defensive talent. Markovic is probably 6th choice centre-back, theoretically. Although I'd be inclined to give him biasly some more game time. So the fact they're willing to offer him a contract basically as a key player in the league below us is interesting. They've got really good training facilities as well, Auxerre, so it kind of makes sense. Although I'm not, super keen on loaning out players, a loan deal like that is a good one. Gronley's had an interesting loan offer from Nîmes for him. They want to loan him as a rotation option, which is very interesting. I don't know how much football he's going to play. I don't think I'm going to loan him out, not as a rotation option. He's very, very young. He doesn't need to be rushed out on loan. I'd rather keep him in the kind of reserve team with us, develop him a little bit, and then maybe loan him out in a year or two. Bertrand Traoré apparently has interest in him. Apparently. I mean, we've had a lot of our players linked with moves away without actually having any offers coming. So it would be pretty typical if we now get one with 11 hours left of the window. Cornet could be leaving. I mean, Cornet's only played 4 games for us. He is on 37 grand a week. He's a good player. He's a good player. He's not a great player, though. I just wonder if we offer him out for 10 million. I'm going to go stupid. 15 million. Just see if anyone nibbles. I doubt they will. I really doubt they will. But if they were to, we'd take it, I think, that kind of money. Rodrigo Dorado has been bought by PSG as a segundo volante, or at least that's his natural role. He's pretty good, to be fair to him. You can see some of the other deals going on here. A few Brazilians making the hop over. I know a lot of you guys have been suggesting various Brazilian players that I should sign. Obviously, with the foreign player limits, as much as I'd love to sign some great, young talent, it just doesn't really make a great deal of sense if they're not even going to get a work permit or they're going to occupy a foreign player slot. I know a few people mention players like Lincoln, the young striker, who, don't get me wrong, he's a very good player. He's in my opinion, he's not good enough to fill up a spot. I have just thought of a player who I don't know where he is. He was really good in FM years ago, and it's Lucas Romero, and he's Argentine, but if I remember correctly, he's part Italian. He is. I wonder. I mean, is he as good now in FM as he was once upon a time? He's at Cruzeiro. He looks very good, doesn't he? He does look very good. He has a minimum release clause of 7.25. Can I just offer 7? Will they accept that? No. I can just trigger... I know I've got Glenn Kamara coming in. Let's just do a quick comparison between Lucas Romero and Glenn Kamara. Is this nostalgia just speaking to me? I mean, maybe it is, But Romero is a pretty good kind of midfielder, and he's actually a player that we don't really have anyone like. Like, in terms of out-and-out defensive midfielders, we kind of have Toussaint, right? Then we don't have a defensive midfielder. Like, someone who's like a proper, you know, steel player in the middle. You can see our next best is Ndombele on 3-star. But actually, Ndombele has 13 marking and 13 tackling. If we just do a comparison between him and Lucas Romero, you can see Romero, 14 tackling average. He's just very, very good. 15 tackling, 14 marking. He could be a really good backup ball winner, is what I'm thinking. I mean, does it make sense? It's literally a spur of the moment. This money is burning a hole in my pocket kind of transfer. But Monaco are interested in him. And that makes me more interested in him, the fact that Monaco want him. He wants 49 grand a week. That's a little steep, Lucas. It's a little steep. I really want to get his wages down to like 37.5 grand. I really don't want to be paying him more money as well if he was to get a few international caps. 40? Is 40 too high? I feel like he's going to want like 45 the way we're going here. Look, I mean, I'm glad that his agent's a patient negotiator with me here. 45, okay. 43.5. I'm really curious to find out how good he is. He looks insane on the face of it. He's a proper throwback player. He was really good a few football managers ago. And I don't know why he popped into my head whilst I was looking through Brazilian teams. I guess I was thinking about South Americans who wouldn't need work permits. Gungam have offered a loan for Mario Ferreira. I mean, Mario here is very good. They're not going to want to make him a first-team player. They're just not. I can't delay this offer on Romero. Oh, that's an interesting scout report. Very, very consistent. Loves important matches. Can play a few positions. 73. It's a good score. He can also play right back. I'd really need to sell Dubois then, though, wouldn't I? I really need to sell Dubois for this to even be like an offer that makes any sense. Oh, he hasn't got that much potential to improve. I offered him a first-team status, didn't I, as well? So he's quite a good little deep-line kind of playmaker-y player as well. He's got some good player-preferred moves. But does it make any sense? I mean, the thing that makes me think it does make sense is we've brought in so much attacking talent. The one thing we've not really brought a great deal in of is defensive kind of midfield talent. And yes, he's not the same player as Toussaint. You can see Toussaint is a more kind of physical presence, I guess. Lucas is a little more kind of technical. But he can also play wing-back quite well. You can see joint leader with Toussaint. Playing style is leader as well. How is he at centre mid? He's on par with Ndombele as a box to box. He's very consistent as well, like bright green consistency, not just green. How much did we agree to pay him a week? 43. Oh, it's a little more than I'd like, but I do really like him, and it's not a massive amount of money. Let's just think, okay, when everyone's 100% fit, what is my bench? I can't believe I'm having this conversation with myself when I've just talked earlier about the fact I don't think we'll sign anyone. When everyone's fit, Terrier's been a little bit out of form as of late. So Depay probably comes in. Toussaint and Ndombele I agree with. I mean, does Ferland Mendy come into the team? I feel like I've got to start giving him more first-team opportunities. He's probably got to go on the bench ahead of Lala at this point. But we have got Moreno coming in, so I'm not as invested in Mendy as perhaps I would be, but he probably longer term is going to be sticking it out, whereas I'd be more inclined to sell Marçal. So we would have Aouar as kind of quite a playmakery player. Where Papi Cech, who is great at 21 and has actually improved a fair bit. I don't how much has he actually improved? Let's have a look. Oh, I can't do a compare since yet because we've only been at the club not quite 6 months. Otherwise, we could compare him to how he was at the start of the year. See, if we just compare Papi Cech and Lucas Romero. Lucas Romero is just a way better player and can also play right back, which would help with Mendy being on the bench, and Denayer can just be the centre back. The only issue is that he wants quite a lot of money, does Lucas Romero. But we don't really have a player like him, and he covers a few areas of the pitch. But it would force Kenny Lala down the pecking order. I've made up my decision, I think. Have I though? See, he's not that great in the air, but he is a bit of a Football Manager throwback, and I'm a bit of a fan, and I feel like it's 7.25 million. We're always going to sell him on for a profit. We're always going to make money on that. He's very, very good. Also, Dubois had a £3.8 million offer. Okay, I'm fine with that because Dubois not played this year and is a backup right back. Romero is coming in. So half of Romero's cost is covered by Dubois. I'm fine with that. And because he's Italian, he doesn't take up a foreign player spot. Okay, I've made my peace with the world. I think that is a good bit of deadline day business. For a player, I'll be honest, I'd kind of forgotten it existed. I mean, the star ratings, which tend to be lies, I'll be honest, but the star ratings look pretty good, which fills me with optimism he might not be completely terrible. The fact he can naturally play so many positions is quite good as a kind of slightly more backup player. Obviously, we set him when we offered him to the club as a first-team player. I'm immediately going to change his squad status down to rotation, which he shouldn't complain about. I mean, watch him now get sent off against PSG on off the bench. That's probably what's going to happen here. Dubois is going 3.8 million. If we just compare Dubois and Romero, they are the same age. I think that's worth kind of reiterating. Dubois is leaving us for 3.8 million and we bought him Lucas Romero for 3.8. I like that as a bit of business. I mean, Romero's value, can I just say, has gone up to 26 million. Okay, I love it as a bit of business. Great business. He's valued at 26 million. That is, I'm happy now. I feel like we've done a good, non-panicky deadline day signing that was definitely a spur-of-the-moment one. It does make me wonder what we're going to do with Glenn Kamara, but we brought him in on a free transfer and he's on £6,000. I mean, what money do I have left over now? None. Deadline day's over anyway. You can see here, Bentancur made a move to PSG for 25 million. I mean, that's a bargain. If I'd known he was going for 25 million, I might have gone in for him. The wages might have been a problem, but yeah. You can see that the biggest transfers of the window, if we sort by value, Kanate and Romero were right up there, two of our additions, but you can see we did let Raphael and Dubois go. Of course, yeah, we sold Raphael for the same price that we've just brought in Romero for. Right, Romero deal I'm perfectly happy with. Upon reflection, I don't think there's any reason to criticise it as a deal. Also, Bertrand Traore, doing great in training, as always. He has improved so much. Aouar, doing well in training. Toussaint doing well in training. Mendy, disappointed. Disappointed in you. He's going to be on the bench a little bit more often now, Mendy. Now he's been out. He's coming back from his injury. Need him to step up and start improving. I know he's been out for half the season, but I've got high hopes for him. We do appear in the top spenders in January, which is interesting. Who else was up there? Milan, Jiangsu, and Guangzhou. Or Guangzhou. I'm not sure how you say it. Answers on a postcard. I don't speak Chinese. I'm disappointed, mate. You know, you've been trying to force this move all window. It's not happened for you. No one's that interested in you. Right, we now need to register our squad. So we can add in... do we need to add in Dorian for homegrown players? I don't think we do, actually. Oh, can I add in some of these guys? Is there a maximum? Oh, so you can have 3 new players come in. So, Monte and Romero, that makes sense. Then we have 1 more new player that we can register. under 21s who have been at the club a certain amount of time don't need to be registered. So Awar and Toussaint are in. So out of the other players we have here, who should we be registering? It's an interesting question that I hadn't thought about. I think it's probably got to be a more attacking player. I'm tempted to go with Trincao, but he's injured. Or we go Dejan for another striker. Shadas can play a few more positions than Trincao, but Trincao probably has more potential, so we'll go with Trincao. We'll go with Trincao. I'm hoping no one's going to kick up a fuss about not being registered. Obviously, we removed Gravenberch because he's gone out on loan to Montpellier. Hoping that he's going to find his feet at Montpellier. You can see he's played 3 matches for them. So that's good. He's actually getting the first team football. Ferry's unhappy that I've not tried to sell him. Mate, I've tried to sell you for 4 million. No one was interested. No one wanted you. Look, 3.5. I don't really want to sell him for anything less than that, because 3.5 million, at that point, he's just a useful squad player, because he's not on a crazy amount of wages. It's a little bit more than I'd like, but it's not kind of an eye-watering amount. And he is homegrown at club, which is obviously a nice bonus. We'll have to deal with it. But, I mean, the transfer window is now wrapped up now. Feel free to rate my transfer business for this window out of 10. Give me a rating for how you feel it's gone. And also, best signing, worst signing. Let me know. I want some predictions in the chat and in the comments that I can look back on at the end of the year and point at and laugh when they're all wrong, potentially. Right, PSG. Things are about to get serious, folks. Honestly, I was getting nervous about this game just thinking about it the other day in terms of what it means for us this year. So, Cornet's going to be on the bench, probably for Martinez. Martinez still isn't fit. He can't... can he play? Was that fitness test? And he could play? He is ready to play, but he's not fully ready. Could put Shadas on the bench, although he's not played great so far when we've played him. I feel bad for Kenny Lala falling down the pecking order when you consider his average ratings, but I'm not nice like that. I'm sorry. Really, we're looking at another attacking player. The pick's really a Shadas. I guess Papacek could be an option. You know what? Papacek is an option because we can have Romero as the backup ball winner, Papacek as the backup box-to-box, and Awar, you know, obviously he can play the more attacking midfielder role. He can also play out on the left, cutting in on his right foot. Then we have Cornet and St. Maximin. Right, that is the team. How do I feel about this team for PSG? I don't know how I feel about it. I'm nervous. I am nervous. I mean, the average ratings are great and the goals scored are great, but recent form has not been ideal. Just to look at the league table here, you can see PSG 3 points ahead of us, but we do have better goal difference. I think we're at home for this game. We are. So with that in mind, I'm going to play positive. I'm going to play our best system. Lucas Romero gets the number 2 and not the number 69 because Dubois has left the club, so that number gets freed up. Looking at their team, are they without Mbappe? It seems like they are. They have, however, got Buffon back. Di Maria, Neymar, Cavani. I mean, the whole team is a little bit scary. They've got that Rodrigo guy, Dorado, making his debut today. So there's going to be pressure on his shoulders. Right, let's get the win here, boys. This is not going to be easy. We're probably going to get spanked. I would not have predicted that at the start of the year, but at the start of the year, I would have gone into this game with minimum expectations. Knowing that a win here can take us top of the league, it's impossible for me not to feel like, yes, let's go out there and win this and give it our best shot. They have got terrifying quality across the board, which is going to make it mightily difficult for our defence. But we've got spirit. We've also got 2 centre mids on bookings. That scares me quite a lot after 18 minutes against their team. A draw would not be the worst result either. A loss, title aspirations will not go out the window necessarily, but we'd be needing them to screw up. Dembele's picked up a knock. It's a bruised ankle. I mean, mate, bruised ankle in this game. I feel like you can soldier on through it, Dembele. I believe in you. I think you're going to be all right, son. All right, 37th minute. Terrier here. He's been a little bit quiet lately as Terrier. This is the kind of game which I need him to come big in. Traore. Lays inside to Fekir, who hits it. That is what I want to see, boys. A thunderous effort from range. Buffon looking like a buffoon in goal. I was getting flashbacks to, well, the game that you guys all know about. The PSG United game where Buffon spilled, I think it was Rashford's long shot for Lukaku's rebound. But you can see there, bang. I mean, Buffon's got to do better. I don't care what you say, but we're not going to complain. Fekir, 12th goal of the season for him. Marcel apparently has been making lots of mistakes at left back. When I get told lots of mistakes, normally I ignore it. When I get told lots of mistakes and it's a player going head-to-head against either Neymar or Di Maria, I do pay a little bit more attention. Right, 2 starts on a booking, and he's not having the best of games. I'm going for a double change at half-time. I'm going to bring in Mendy for Marcel, a left-back, and Lucas Romero. Come on for your debut, lad. I mean, for throwing him in at the deep end and hoping he can swim. If you now left a comment saying you thought Lucas Romero was a 10 out of 10 best transfer of the window and he gets sent off here, you are to blame for what's happened. Even though I will have recorded this and you will be, like, fate has been set in stone. If you said he was a great signing, great bit of business, and he goes and gets sent off, I'm looking at you. Anyway, Mendy, welcome back to the first team. Whips it in. Terrier, have a go. Have a go. Hits the woodwork. I mean, there's not been a great deal of quality chances, but the long-range efforts are us. And they've not been far away. Wallace has pulled his knee ligament. I mean, that does not seem like a minor injury you can play through, but his condition seems okay and he's motivated. I'm good to demand more from our players. Dembele's still got his bruised ankle. I think it's more bruised now, right? Let's take him off. Oh, boy. I forgot that we don't really have a striker here, do we? I'm going to play Terrier, I think, and then bring in St. Maximin. There is an argument to say I should bring in Maxwell Cornet, but I've been underwhelmed by him. St. Maximin we brought in, obviously, at the start of the year, and he's looked solid. Let's see what he can do. Fekir, set piece, hits it. Buffon collects it. It's not gone over the line. We don't need the goal line technology. Don't show us the goal line technology highlight in a second. I mean, show us it so I don't have to watch them score, because now I'm worried that they're about to hit us on the break. Neymar, Romero getting involved. Now with Mendy. I mean, so far we've not seen either of our subs put a foot wrong, which is good. Traore bringing the ball forward here. Running at his man. Marquinhos lumps it up. I mean, long ball. Stoke City in disguise here. This is why Choupo-Moting made the move to PSG. Confirmed. Just making sure we weren't on full match highlights because sometimes it changes. Lucas Romero back heels it. Love that. No fear. Terrier, go on. Finish that. Blocked away. I think that was a clear-cut chance. Think that was, right. I mean, 73rd minute. Now, I know there's an argument to say go more defensive, but we've not seen a highlight from them yet. And whilst they have had some shots, they've not created quality chances. And we're playing on the front foot. We're playing where we play best. Let's see what we can do. Fekir to Terrier. Has a go. Tucks it away. 2-0. I don't know if Terrier scored playing as a striker this year. In fact, I don't know if he scored playing anywhere but out on the left-hand side. But in this game, we've put him as a striker. It's actually worked for us. Headed away by Thiago Silva. Fekir leaps like a salmon against Verratti and Terrier. Well, like a terrier, he's just there chasing the ball. It's like watching a dog in a park. He's just there. He's where the ball's going to be. And, well, he's not bitten the ball, but he's used his head. Actually, he hadn't used his head. It was a volley jack. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy now. Moving on. 2-0, though. 2-0. We are looking good. And now they make their changes. Now they bring on Luan and Bentancur. Have they signed Lyon in this save? Has he moved to PSG in real life? I feel like he hasn't. I feel like that's an FM transfer. Luan's always been very good in FM. Traore wins it. Go on. Go on, Bertrand. Go on. Saved by the keeper. Good save by Buffon this time. Could have been free. Could have been a humiliation. I mean, 4 minutes left. 3 minutes. Just blow the whistle, ref. I don't mind ending in the 89th minute. No more chances, Your Honour. Does not matter. I mean, it wouldn't be one of our games without a Wallace back post header replay. 2-0, it's going to finish. I mean, I'm happy with that. I could not tell you how happy I am with that. We go top of the league. Nobody gave us a chance. We looked superb at the back, playing on the front foot, playing our positive brand of football. I mean, PSG have lost 2 games all year. One of them is now against us. A little bit of retribution for the result against them earlier on in the year where they beat us 2-1. The other good thing is, because we just beat them 2-0, if the season was to come down beyond goal difference, I don't think it goes to goals for or against. I think it goes to head-to-head result first. If we just look at League scoring rules, yeah, you can see here results between teams before goals scored. We have the better results between teams now. I mean, I don't want to say it's our title to lose, but it kind of is at this point. 15 games left of the year. We've got Nice next, which is not easy. They're in 8th, and away from home, that's going to be tricky. And then I think we will start next episode with the game against Atletico. But obviously, window's now closed. Players are all registered for the league. We could just start mashing continue a little bit more. We've had a few episodes with a little bit more talking between the games. It's now time to get into the business end of the season and see what we can do. But I'm on a high after that last win. In case that isn't obvious, I'm pretty blooming happy that we've just beaten PSG because I was actually nervous about it. As stupid as it might sound to be nervous about a game in a video game. Right, all of our players are registered, so that's absolutely fine. We will also have to keep an eye out on some of those players we loaned out, Gravenberch. And also, of course, Markovic, who's out on loan. Ndombele's development has been good. That's what I want to hear. Some of you guys were saying that in the winter update, Ndombele's had like a massive upgrade compared to how he is here. Let's hope that he can at least fulfill his potential in my save. That's got to be the dream. That has got to be the dream. I mean, I'm delighted. I'm very pumped up and very happy with how things are going here. In some ways, I kind of wish the season had been a little bit more turbulent because I feel like, in terms of having to change their tactic on the fly and watch me panic, sometimes that can be entertaining. But at the same time, I feel like we've made some really good transfer business. We've had a bit of bad luck through injuries, but we've ground out some really impressive results. I'm bigging this all up. We're going to lose in the Cup final against Marseille. We're going to lose in the next round of the Champions League and bottle the league, aren't we, on the last day of the year? I know how this works. Terrier apparently has shown remarkable improvements in training. That's what I want to see. Dembele has shown further improvements. I mean, tell me more. Tell me more about how great our players are performing. Kevin Delinga wants to leave to go on loan. I mean, mate, I'm going to be honest, you're just not very good. He wants to go out on loan. I kind of want to tell him that I'm going to sell him. Yeah, I thought he'd say that. Honestly, if you've got players who just aren't that great and they're asking for it, just tell them that, oh, maybe I should just sell you. And they'll go, oh, no, I changed my mind. I'll wait. I'll be patient. Traore, again, performing in training. I need to be wary. I've been praising him too much lately. I've been too positive with him. It's all going to go to his head. So we've got that game against Monaco on the 23rd. And we've also got Toulouse on the 2nd. That game against Monaco is the big one, really, isn't it? That's probably going to be next episode. Probably, right. It would be very typical for us having won the previous game against PSG now to lose this game here. But we're going to try and avoid that if we can. In terms of the team and what we're going to do, you can see we've got a spot on the bench for someone to take up because Toussaint is, well, suspended. Romero is going to come in and play that ball-winning midfielder role for us. We'll keep an eye on him. We have a spot on the bench, and that spot, I think, is going to go to Trincao. I think. In fact, I say I think. He literally is going to go there. I like him. I rate him. I realised that I could probably have put Martinez on the bench instead of Cornet, but I didn't. I mean, to be fair, it's not like Martinez was going to get us a goal anyway. Let's be honest. He's been pretty poor. Nice have lost 3 of their last 5 games, so we go into this game, even though we've had a bit of hit and miss form ourselves, I feel like we have to back ourselves away from home to get a result here. Did we draw against Nice or lose against Nice previously? I want to check this now. I don't know why I'm going through it through Wallace's player profile, but if we just take a look. We beat Nice, of course, in the Cup. Earlier on in the year in the League, no, we beat them 4-0. I'm talking out of my buttocks. Right. Dubois, our former man at right back. I mean, great tackle. Roughing him up, Romero. Let him know who's boss. I mean, Dubois playing right back for them. They are playing with wing backs, I've noticed. So we know what this means. It's going to mean that we get our wing backs on the attack. We let them go forward that little bit more. It's kind of the go-to change. I will say I'm surprised how many teams we've come up against who play free at the back with wing-backs. Wallace, back post. Oh, Benitez with the save. Good stop by the keeper. PSG scoring early on against Bordeaux. That does lay out the gauntlet for us now, where we know that we need to win this game. You know, they're going about their business clinically. You can see drop down to second. That's not what I want to see. Tete, what can you do for us? I mean, it was a crunching tackle. It was a fair tackle. They're now going to try and hit us on the break. Mario Balotelli, not like this. Lopez, what a save that is. What a stop by the Portuguese man between the posts. Stands tall like a tree. Reaches out like a... What reaches? I don't know. Let's not go down there. Gosh. Moving on. Ndombele just hoofs it out. I mean, 10 minutes gone. They've had the only chance we've seen so far. It was a clear-cut chance. Lopez superb. It's got to be said. But we need to settle into this game. I know we're away from home. I know there's perhaps room for nerves. We need to keep the momentum going. PSG get a second through Cavani. Not what I want to see appearing in the top left, I'll be completely honest with you. But well, from that early chance for them, it's been nothing in this game. Right before half-time, there could be a chance for Kier. Tries to tell his man, gives it to Traore. From range, surely not. I mean, there you go. Bertrand Traore. I love him. The number 10. Fekir with the assist, although with goals like this, I almost feel like the assister shouldn't be credited because all the work has been done by Bertrand Traore. And that really is a sucker punch right before half-time. Traore, you think going away from goal, where's he going? He's just finding a yard of space and he rifles it into the bottom corner there. Lovely finish for him. That does, I guess, somewhat make my team talk easier, but I am actually going to get a little bit shouty with the boys. I'm far from pleased. Ndombele on a 6.5. Dembele on a 6.5. They are players who need to step it up or risk getting subbed off around the hour mark. 6.5 is just not good enough. I do actually feel like now with us being a goal up and given the fact we're not completely bossing this game, they have looked like hitting us on the counter a few times. We'll switch the wing backs to support. Anyway, set piece, Terrier to Wallace. The centre back hits it. Benitez with the save. Not a bad effort by Wallace. Not a bad effort at all. I mean, looking at the numbers, we've had 12 shots to their 2, but as we experienced last episode, there's games which we are going to boss. We're going to look statistically superior, but not get the extra few goals and, you know, concede. And there is a degree of paranoia with me that thinks, maybe I should just like stick with what we're doing right now. And part of me's thinking, well, maybe we should just go a tiny bit more conservative. PSG are doing their best to make our goal difference not so superior. They are 4 goals up against Bordeaux. Tete, back post, dinks it. Terrier, penalty, surely. It's given. Oh, no, it's Dubois, our former man, and the VAR has given it. So, I mean, Dubois has been sent off. £3.8 million we sold him for, as a reminder. Agent Dubois doing the business. Agent Fekir doing the business at the other end. It's a 13th of the year for him from the penalty spot once more. I don't recall him missing a penalty this year. I think Dembele missed one for us, but Fekir has been faultless. And that wasn't the perfect penalty, but it was a very good penalty into that bottom corner. Very, very good. Let's make some changes. You know, we've got a bit of breathing room now. I'm going to bring in Cornet for Dembele. We'll give Cornet a chance to show us what he's made of. Ndombele's gone up to a 6.6. Terrier out on the left. I'm going to give Aouar some game time. He's been missing out a little bit on first team football. We'll give him a chance. Playing left attacking mid. He's more of a central kind of attacking playmaker kind of player. Aouar, in my opinion, really. But we're going to give him a chance just to show us what he can do as an inside forward. I'm going to make our last change. Well, I'm going to take off Lucas Romero. He is, I saw in his scout report, he's a little bit competitive and likes to bend the rules. I don't really want him to get sent off in this kind of game. So whilst he's on a yellow card and we've got nothing to lose, we'll bring in Pape Cech and just do the straight swap in the midfield. Play things safe. I mean, the way things are going here, it's going to be fine. We could even get a third. I mean, they've done nothing really, have they? 24 shots we've had. It's a shame we've not converted a few more of those and perhaps grafted out better opportunities. But while we're on the attack here, Aouar to Traore. 1 goal to his name already. Tight angle. Good stop by Benitez in goal. He really has bailed them out. We've had 12 shots on target in this game. We've been all over Nice. like a rash. Wallace at the back post can't win it, and Dombele is sweeping up the mess. We go back to Marcel, and well, it's just the pointless highlight. I'm just getting baited out by the game. 20 seconds left. I think that's going to be all she wrote. Thank you to Agent Dubois for the penalty, just to make sure of things. But 2-0 this is going to finish. It's not the biggest win in the world, but I think when you look at it against a team who are 8th in the league and are underperforming, away from home, this is always one of those games which is tricky. It's not a freebie. It's not a given, certainly. And so to win 2-0 is, well, good enough as far as I'm concerned. You know, if we can win every game 2-0 for the rest of the year, that should be, well, fine and dandy, I guess you'd say. Anyway, we've now got Champions League football coming up. I do wonder if Mendy needs to start playing ahead of Marcel. I do wonder about that a little bit. Would it be a bit mad to throw him in the deep end for this game against Atleti? Maybe a tiny bit. We've got Gungam afterwards. That might be a better game for him now I think about it. I'm just kind of thinking ahead here to next episode and the next game in terms of what I want to do. Martinez can come onto the bench. In fact, he can, but I think... Actually, who is better out of Cornet and Trincao? I don't think I've actually done this comparison yet. I'm actually curious. I think Trincao's going to have him beat in terms of technicals. Let's have a look. I mean, I think it's fair to say Trincao is the better player. He might not be as fast, but just raw playmaking ability is very good. And we already have St. Maximin, who is kind of a speed merchant already. We don't really need two of them. I mean, I'm looking forward in a lot of ways to Memphis being back. How much longer have we got to wait, Memphis? 2 to 4 weeks. Still a long time left on that recovery, really. Because we've not been rotating quite as much, we have got a few players lacking match fitness. That game against Gungam after the next game could be a pretty good opportunity, I think, to get some rotation in. Dembele should be okay, but I'm going to make sure we rest all our other players. And yeah, tomorrow we have Atleti in the Champions League. That is going to be nerve-wracking. We also have Monaco. So tomorrow is a big game for fixtures. You know, if we can beat Monaco, I think we really then have to start seriously considering ourselves, you know, favourites for the title. I believe PSG have still got Monaco to play. I mean, to be fair, there is still 14 games left of the year. There is still a long way to go. Our goal difference is 4 goals better than PSG's. Yes, we obviously have them beat on the head-to-head if it comes to it. But it could realistically at this point come down to spanking teams. Unfortunately, as of late, you know, we have slipped up against some teams that you'd expect us to win. You know, when you look at our recent results, the loss against Saint-Etienne and the draw against Amiens, I mean, they have to go down as massive, massive slip-ups, especially Amiens, who are bottom of the league. They've won 2 all year. The fact they got a draw against us is pretty shocking. I'm just curious, actually, PSG's upcoming games, if we take a look. So they've got Nîmes and Saint-Etienne. I mean, maybe our rivals can do us a favour. Further down the line, they've got Nantes and Marseille to play in the same week. That could be interesting, especially because one of them is straight off the back of the game against Lokomotiv Moscow. They are still going in the French Cup as well, so potential for maybe a tiny bit of fixture congestion. As for ourselves, you can see we have got Marseille and Nantes in quick succession, although actually Marseille, that game there is in the Cup in April. I mean, Gungam in 11th, Toulouse in 16th, Strasbourg in 6th for doing very well this year, but Montpellier and Rennes. When you look at these games, the exception, obviously, of the Atleti games and the Monaco game, the rest of the games we should be winning. I know Strasbourg are in 6th, but they're massively overperforming right now. They are a team we need to be beating comfortably, and well, hopefully we're going to be able to do that in the next few episodes. Anyway, Atleti is the game we're going to start with tomorrow. I do hope you guys are looking forward to it. We're going to get straight into that one next time out. The team is ready. I am ready as well. And, well, hopefully I see you guys for it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, do drop a like on it, guys. If you've got any comments, feel free to leave them down below. As I said halfway through, let me know what you make of our transfer business. Have you done, good business, bad business? I think the fact we've still got, £7 million left on the transfer budget and £40,000 left on the wage budget indicates the fact we could have spent a little bit more if we'd like. But actually, when you look at it, we have made, how many additions? 10 signings in January is pretty active. Granted, a lot of it is just, padding out the team with a bit of strength and depth. I think of all the signings we made, Lucas Romero is the one I'm most interested to see kind of play out over the conclusions of the season. I do think he could be a very valuable asset to us. And well, hopefully he is going to be able to prove that. Anyway, that is all from me. Drop a like on today's video if you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow where it's going to be a huge episode of Champions League action. And well, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.